Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just ffXIV, where I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did some side quests in La-Noscean, specifically. Just basically like all the things in La-Noscean, that's what we did. And in this episode, I noticed last episode I also unlocked levies for the first time, so I'm probably gonna have to go back to Thanalan and do the levy unlocking quests. But for the time being, we're gonna go first do these two, then I'll go to Thanalan, do the levy stuff, and then we will go and go to Middle La-Noscean, I think. Wow, a cutscene, Jesus. You're the one Commander Ricky said to expect then. I'm Wilfolk, a private in the Commander's foreign levy. As you can see, there ain't much for me to coordinate. Fishbacks made a good mess of that ship. Since barely a handful of other poor buggers what were sailing on it made it ashore alive. Where am I? Where's Robin? Where's my son? Now you just calm yourself down, good wife. You'll have your boy back in your arms before you can spit up another lungful of seawater. That tide's been merciful to a fortunate few like the good wife here, and carried them all the way to the beach. Here you'll be needing some of my medical supplies for the bleeding and the injured. Take a walk along the coast now and help them as I'm beyond helping. I'm a white mage, but sure. I guess. Oh, my shoulder burns. Don't take me arm, I'm begging you. Opponent healing self issued to frontline. Mail some soldiers. Boop. Oh, I can feel my fingers again. Those gutless fishbacks, they were over the rails and swinging before I could stammer out a prayer to the navigator. Cough, splutter, aiding. I made it. One moment we were sailing along, happy as you please. The next I was struggling to keep me head above the waves. Gasp, wheeze. I can barely breathe. Thank you. Which of the seven heavens is this? Bloodshore? Oh. Oh, wave slammed into the rocks. It cut me up some, I think. Is it bad? Here, have a potion! My thanks. I feel much stronger now. All I remember is an impact, like bloody thunder and the deck lurching beneath my feet. Then they came aboard. Oh, I forgot to block the chat again because I'm a stupid idiot. You've saved some lives this day, lass. It's a terrible thing what happened, but you take what solace you can in the little victories. Not that any amount of solace will have for me for giving those blasted fishbacks. You expect attacks on the Navy, that's what we signed up for, but sinking a civilian ship with women and children aboard? So I could have no ice water for blood, I tell you. Or have ice water for blood, I tell you. No, not my little Robin. My condolences, good wife. I know how hard this must. Leviathan scaly arse. So Hagen, here? What, you didn't get your fill of slaughter out on the straight? If you want to finish the job you started, then you better start with me. More psh. Mum! Robin, my darling Robin. Mum, there you are. Oh, my dear Robin, you're safe. Thank the 12 above. lad's alive. What manner of fishback trickery is this? Whoopsie. I'm fine, if a bit wet. I thought I would sink right to the bottom of the sea, but then some nice fishermen came and saved me. They were not like the scary ones that came after our ship, but the stories say that all the fishermen are nasty. Isn't that odd? Might I ask you a favor? I find this necklace at the bottom of the little boat the nice fishermen used to carry me to the shore. I'm certain it must be one of theirs. I'd take it back to them myself, but I don't think my mum would like that. Could you return it for me? Whatever. The last I saw, they were swimming towards western La-Noscean. That must be where they live. I wonder if their houses are made of seaweed. Show the shark tooth necklace to the Sahagan spawnling at the entrance to Nof's. My god, that's a long freaking thing. Nof's nursery in western La-Noscean. It just looks like a block of freaking text. Skull Valley. Hello. What is the meaning of this trespass? I would skewer you where you stand. I should skewer you where you stand, Findus one. A sturdy band made from several entwined strips of treated seaweed hung with a single large shark tooth. You carry the necklace of Clutchfather Noth. How is it that you possess this cherished treasure? You come at the behest of the child he saved. Such unusual matters for a shore walker. You may pass. Seek out the Clutchfather Noth and be sure to keep your tone respectful. He is the elder of our clan. Hello. Rare it is to see a shore walker in our midst. I am Noth, Clutchfather to this clan of spawnlings. But the Finnish child bid you return my necklace, did he? No, I had no special reason for saving the boy. Only that for the Sahagan, as it is for you, shore walkers, offspring are considered the most precious of treasures. All that reside here are bound by ties of blood. All are the children of the Clutchfather. Only slightly less precious to me than my spawns is the trinket you bring. It was a gift, a commendation from our beloved matriarch. I thank you for returning it to me. We have a saying. The favor of one is repaid by the gratitude of the clutch. I welcome you to our home. Perhaps a modest banquet is in order. I do not know, however, if our spread would agree with your shore walker's stomach. They came from the sea! Or the deep. Right. I will do this, like I will unlock the beast tribe when I do this area. Just kind of want to finish off all the ninja stuff. If I can. Son of a bitch, I keep forgetting to. Let me take the lot of you. You'd have me believe that there's not a single piece of evidence in this godforsaken hamlet? And who might you be? An adventurer come on behalf of old Trackrate? Who said I was looking for help anyway? Tractor did? Ha! I'll have you both know that it's all clear skies and smooth sailing here. I was just about to file my report to... Huh? I ain't fooling no one. A good tons of saltpeat has been smashed from our hands. Like as not by someone who would use it to sink our fair limbs out to the bottom of the sea. Alright, I'll share with you what me and my men have cleaned, though I warn you, it ain't much. Given the scope of the act, I believe it was a coordinated effort by a well-trained group. What's more, given the sheer speed with which the scurvy thieves vanished from our sight, I reckon they have knowledge of passages unknown to us. I had me hopes up that my men would have found something, but they'd had no luck. No such luck. What say you? Care to take a look around and see if you can find the evidence? The evidence me and me elf blind and thrice daft subordinates could? Jesus. Them words, bro. Them flippin' words. A crooked pickaxe. Mortified storm. Panic storm private, wow. Lynn, was it? Well, find any evidence that could shed some light on our investigation? A slight unsturdy pick decidedly unsuited for serious digging. What have we here? A pickaxe and a rather sorry looking one at that. You reckon this was left behind by the perpetrators? In my time with the Maelstrom, I've confronted just about every pirate brigand and highwayman in this part, but I don't know any of them to employ a tool like this. No, I'd wager more than a round at the wench that our band of grubby little thieves ain't no ordinary men. Aye, it's all become clear to me. And yourself, no doubt. Tell me then, might you be thinking what I'm thinking? A rogue Rogadin? Those conniving kobolds! I knew you were a sharp one. Aye, the moment I laid eyes on that pickaxe you found, my mind was convinced. The primitive maker of this tool, and all too healthy interest in explosives, all signs point to those rat-faced rapscallions being behind all this. So bloody obvious now that I could almost kick myself, and me good-for-nothing men, for not coming to this conclusion sooner. But this is already the time for whinging. No, you must strike quickly if you mean to reclaim what's ours. Camp Overlook is our front line of defense against those tunnel-burrowing thieves. If anyone has a notion of where they've taken the saltpeter and how they plan to use it, it'll be Commander Bloyden. I'm off to deliver my report, but I've a hunch our job has only begun. What say you come along, Lynn? You're the first capable woman I've worked with today. Capable, you say? Curious. Right. Make a quick adventure. As you can see, I've got my hands full with our little friend here. This is an outrage. A farce, an atrocity, an outrage. This is an insult, and we kobolds will not stand for it. No, no, stand no more. You'll not have the likes to stand if you don't quit blabbering and spill the truth about whatever it is your scurvy rats are plotting. Plotting? There is no plotting. No. We plot nothing. Nothing. Enough. Unlike you and your ilk, I've a working pair of eyes, and at least half me wits about me. You think I've not seen you blood blasting and scurrying around the Goomer of late? Command Bloodin, sir. Skitswin. Skitswiz. Aye, it's a treat to see me old trainee, but I fear a brewing kobold plot demands me attention. Lynn there and I might just be able to help you with that, Commander. I trust you have heard the news of our missing shipment of saltpeter? So Shunsi knows. This cannot be. No, it cannot be. Ha! I knew it. Your endless tongue waggling has finally dug your own grave. It was not us. No, not us. It was them. Yes, them. What nonsense is this? Beady eyes, frizzy hair, a penchant for causing us trouble. A kobold's a kobold. This is not so. No, not so. There are kobolds, and there are kobolds, and then there are kobolds still. It is the low ones who stole your precious saltpeter. The ones who live down, below. Below? Come to think of it, Miss Coates did mention a particularly scraggy band of kobolds which seemed to have made their home at the cliff base. Yes, that is the place. That is the home. The home of the 98th, yeah. Right? Or no, 89th. Shit. They are the worst. The worst of the worst. They are most stinky, smelly, scummy, stinky, and ugly too. Commander, as the presiding officer of this investigation, I request permission to go below and investigate the so-called 789th. Furthermore, I would enlist this adventurer to join me. She's proven herself capable, and it would seem go up against a worthy foe. As you please, Lieutenant, but I warn you, be careful on there. The sight of a kobold won't strike fear into anyone's hearts, but their bite and their bombs are a fair sight worse than their bark. Understood, Commander. Will not let you down. And with that, I take my leave, till sea swallows all. Well then, are you ready to take on the scurviest bands of kobolds in La-Noscean? You'd best be, because I'm counting on you to make yourself useful. Nice. Boom. Well, what have we here? 1, 2, 3 crates of saltpeter. Peter? Peter. We see my kobold informant spoke through. What the? Surrounded. Stand ready, then. I'm just going to stand there squeaking at me all day, fight me with honor, and die like the rats you are. Are there no alternatives, choices, options, alternatives? Such as perhaps surrender? Yes, surrender, we surrender. Did you just say surrender? Yes, we surrender. Yield, submit, surrender. What in the 7 hells? Ah, balls. There we go. I have an inkling as to the whys and wherefores, but it seems the notorious 789th is keen to return their plunder without so much as a fight. I, for one, would have been opposed to cracking a few kobold skulls, but considering the strained relations between Limsa and the little buggers these days, who can argue with good diplomacy? En route, I'll report back to Commander Bloden and arrange for the transport of the supplies, and with a reliable escort this time. In the meantime, why don't you ask around and see what you can learn about our new neighbors? After all, they don't seem half as imposing as I expected their leader least of all. Best of luck, Lynn. To see swallows all. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Hello. You are still here. We have surrendered, yes? You that submitted surrendered? You will not hurt us, yeah? Phew. I am relieved. Reassured, relaxed, relieved. And who am I? Who I am, you ask? I am Gigu, and Gigu is foreman of 789th. Leader in name, yes, but no more. No more. For in truth, no one listens to Gigu. Gigu is ignored, invisible, insulted, ignored, incompetent, too. The 789th saw your precious boom powder? Yes, we did. And yet, we had good cause for doing so. An excuse, a reason, a cause. Ours is a peaceful order by nature. The 789th troubled no one, and no one troubled us. No, not until now. Now we are driven from the tunnels, exiled to this place that stinks of soil and salt water. But you are a stranger, and I rambled too much too soon. No. I will speak no more. Go now, and leave Gigu to his suffering, his pain, his shame, his suffering. I will leave you to your suffering, indeed. Off we go, back over to Ul'dah. Because I want to unlock some levies. Although I probably will never do them, but I still want to do the quest. Because, yeah. Completionism! There's probably nothing in Ul'dah then, methinks. I'm also gonna go fill in my glass of soda. Subarashi! Soda. There we go. Okay, so these have already been unlocked, apparently. Have they removed the quest that you need to do to unlock these? Curious. Because that does seem to be the case. Let me just go and teleport around a little bit. You know, again, for a change. Nope, there's a thing over here. Levies of little. So there's oh yeah, right. The Grand Company levies is a thing, and then you have the particular like city levies. Greetings and welcome to Little Amigo. My name is Esmond, and I represent the Adventurers Guild. People here need any and all that helps, all help that happens their way. Might you have come to lend a hand? If so, you must first undertake a trial levy quest to prove yourself capable of surviving the many terrors of Thailand. This task should serve as an adequate test. What say you, adventurer? Accepte. Be warned that the Void Sent will tear free of its prison once all the pages have been assembled. Prepare yourself well. Unable to open map at this time. You what? Ah, then we get Necrologos. Necrologos is one of the levies that you see a lot. Let us initiate this one. Also, you have allowances, which... How does that work again? You in any case get like a certain amount. If I remember correctly. You get like a certain amount either daily or weekly. I think it's daily though. I seem to remember something of the sort. Alright, so all the pages have been gathered, and then a book will appear, normally. Down there. And then we have a lesser Vodoriga. There we go. Mouth doesn't really matter to us. I can just press the teleport back to the levy, dude. Which is an amazing little thing. You appear to have been through a great deal. This reward should help lift your spirits. Security should have no difficulty completing my other guild lifts. I see no need to test you further. The Alamigo will benefit from any aid you can provide. Pray come to me should you desire more work. There we go. That's that one unlocked. Little Alamigo levy is unlocked. La-Noscean. And then we have some more over here. Levies of Camp Drybone. Good evening to you, adventurer. I am a Popanagu, representative of the Adventurers Guild. I have a number of fine guild lifts in my possession, which I will gladly allow you to undertake if you prove yourself sufficiently capable of this. You see, protocol dictates that I administer a trial guild lift. Until you complete it, I can grant you no more. How about this task? Review the details and tell me if you are up to the challenge. Accept. Very good, you need merely beckon to the gullible goblin, Gutrix Silverpix, to help lead him to his destination. These are the worst. These are actually the worst ones. Let me go and get my emotes going. Beacon. There we go. Gonna put it on my bar for now, since we're gonna be doing some levy stuff. So this one is basically an escort mission. You know, everybody's favorite thing to do in a game. It's horrendous. And this one. Alright, Gutrix, get over here. Gutrix make no wrongdoings. Gutrix has no bad gobby. So basically anything that has like a guild lev, or like a guild. I guess like a levy symbol above their head is probably going to attack whatever you're escorting. And anything else that is like at around that level will usually also attack. Like anything that's like aggressive will most likely also attack whichever target you're escorting. Lest the beasties seek munchies and crunchies. And sometimes you can be too far away. So in general, it's really just not fun. In my humble opinion. Right. 99, really? Get over here. Many thanks, Uplander, but Gutrix will be back for more busy deals. Yes, and I will not do this anymore because there's literally no point. Well, just about no point, really. Right. Whoopsie. I see the desert heat wasn't too much for you. Here's your reward. See that you don't spend it all in the pub. There we go. And the rewards also aren't amazing. There we go. I still love this this name over here. License to Quill. So we went over there. We went into this one. We then went into Western. And I know that Camp Blue Fog also has levies. Because I actually need to do those for a certain thing. Right. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hello. Of all postings in all of Thailand, I had to get stuck with... Ah, you there. You look like a woman of action. Might I interest you in a guild dev? As a representative of the Adventurers Guild here in Camp Blue Fog, I am charged with distributing work to able-bodied adventurers not unlike yourself. Now I know what you're thinking. Why waste time performing menial tasks for strangers? Well, my good madam, allow me to assure you that you shall be richly recompensated for all services rendered. I see that I have your attention. Excellent. Now then, there's but a small matter of the trial guild live. It would hardly be prudent for me to send you out into the wild without first verifying that you can complete my tasks. This job should serve as an adequate test. What say you, friend? Aha! I knew you'd agree. Let us review the details of the request, which you doubtlessly considered carefully before accepting, yes? Your client desires materials for the development of a new type of explosive. To that end, you must slay a variety of beasts in the wilds north of Camp Blue Fog. A simple task, perhaps, but nevertheless dangerous. Do take care and remember that if you die, you cannot claim your rewards. Good luck. Alright. Initiate. Bum, bum. The Cerulean Bomb. And then a random basilisk decided that he wanted to join the party. He wanted to be a part of the party. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum-bum. We're gonna use arrow first. Arrow 2! And then one more. Actually, I didn't get the freaking Flame Drake spittle, so looks like I'll be spending a little bit more time. There we go. Welcome back, my good madam. Here's your payment as promised. And some pie-skin curacao, which don't really look that good. Not that I ever truly harbored doubts as to your abilities, but rules and regulations cannot be ignored. I am pleased to state that, given your stellar performance, I am now permitted to offer you a wide variety of guild lives. Peruse them at your leisure, and let me know if any of them are to your liking. I'll be here when you're ready. I'll always be here. Well, rip this Lalafell, dude. Nice. Now then, let us go over to Middle La-Noscean. And start doing the side quest over here. Over here. Right. Baller Kingdom. Nice. Summerford Farms bears the charge of the Admiral Settlement Initiative. We're rewarded handsomely to brave new frontiers. Yet if we fail to fulfill our part of the bargain, the grant will be withdrawn. In spite of this, the washed-up pirates elect to laze their days away. There's still time. We need only clear away the rocks and debris from the area to be deemed settled. If you're willing to help, you'll find a shovel outside that hut on the hillside. Yoink. Time to do a day of hard labor. Hello, Birdwick. Bah, can't even rely on those rotten pirates to pick these ripe oranges. Yet if I leave them a day longer, they're like to fall from the boughs. Mayhap you can grab a few for me. You're not afraid of a pesky hornet or two, are you? Cunmar. If you're headed to Tiller's Rest, I have a favour to ask of you. The pirates have been away from sea for too long, and their broken hearts turn to bloodshed for solace. Full supply of medicine lasts barely a week. If you could buy a high potion and take it up to Whittlehoof, you may well save some lives. I already have a high potion. Because I am the potion seller. Well, not really. I would love to be the potion seller. Also not really. Cumbersome rock. Used by the tillers of Summerford to clear the land of rocks. Let me use the shovel. And suddenly the rock will disappear. I could also just use my axe and destroy it, you know. I have trained for this. I have trained for this very specific situation, and even then, they won't give me the chance. Rip. Right. I wasn't sure if that was gonna work, but I am happy that it did. Alright. Let's go and get some oranges. Some orange. In the meantime, this Lalafell person is going to do the same. Actually doing the side quests. Oh. A maddening buzzing fills your ears. Oh my god. Right, hello Whittlehoof. I'm plumb out of potions, and sorry sufferer knocking on my door may as well be knocking on thaws. All I can offer him is a player. A player? A prayer. Well, were I a God-fearing man, I'd say you were heaven sent. After the dust settles from the next pirate brawl, some sorry soul below you is lousy life. Pity the poor fish out of the water. At first, I thought the fights were just to kill time, but now I believe some truly have a death wish. There's nothing that can be done about that. We can't have him. We can't make him want to live. All we can do is hope they learn to love the land. A pound of cure. Wow, what a question. Nice. Look at these luscious oranges brimming with nectar. They could drop any second. A sweet citrus fruit known to thrive in the temperate climate of Middle La-Noscean. This particular specimen seems to have thrived quite a bit. Ah, ripe to perfection. How sweet it is. If that lackadaisical lot of retired pirates comes down with scurvy, I'd serve them right away. Or it'd serve them right away. It just goes to show you can't teach an old sea dog new tricks. You'd think the Admiral would know that. La-Noscean orange nectar is sweet, but rest assured it's paid for in sweets. Or in sweat. We have to pollinate each orange by hand because of the blasted pucks that prey on the nearby bees. If we could only eradicate some 5 puck hatchlings, it would save us from having to do nature's work. Comes back with 5 pet corpses. You've certainly proven. You've certainly proven you're not to let obstacles stand in your path. If only these supposed pioneering pirates were half as industrious as you. Expanding borders is all well and good, but the Admiral ought to know rugged frontiers can be settled by layabouts. Right. Gotta kill myself some perks. Should be easy. Fireball. Yum. There's also a bee cloud. Not the bees! Let me go and get this quest down here too, while I'm at it. Hello. Yars on, yars off. More and more travelers pass through these gates, bloodied and bruised. Each day, sorry. They tell me that the Yarzons harry them at the rogue. It pains me to do nothing, but we need every man here we have just to hold the garrison. You would do us all a great service were you to stint the Yarzon population for us. If you could clear out, say, 3 of their nests, we'd all be in your debt. Let us do just that. Kill them all. Finish them. Right. Time to crush you underfoot. There we go. You know, being level 50 for all these quests is also really nice. Makes them fly by, basically. Me being able to fly in combination with being pretty dang overpowered for a lot of these enemies just makes it go nice and smoothly. And I love it. I love it a lot. Although it's also making me sleepy. Because of how boring this is. I'm also just kind of tired. I am tired from a hard week's work. Especially today. Well, yeah. Ah, so you did, so you did for the Vilekin. That's a fucking... Every passer through owes you a debt of gratitude. La-Noscean is a vital stronghold. One the Maelstrom would defend themselves had they the means. The fleet is spread too thin, which is why the Yellow Jackets have been called in. But our numbers are hardly inexhaustible, and your help goes a long way towards preserving the peace. Thank you. Let's go and finish the one, like the Orange Crush one. Then go and do those other quests, I think. And then we're gonna end off the episode. And the next episode we can go over to... We can go to any of these different directions. I'll go to Lower La-Noscean, I think, next. To the Morabi Dry Docks. The buzz on the wind tells me you've done the deed. The only pests plaguing my orchard are those woeful whelps out of water. If only you could rid me of the parasite pirates as you did the pesky pugs. Can be arranged. It can be arranged, however, would not be appreciated. I'm pretty dang sure about that one. Right. Look sharp, lassie. Got a job for you. You don't got much time, so listen close. Today I got me too many fish and not enough water sprite cores to keep them cool. You see my problem? Now I can't be delivering crates of rotten fish. So I need you to head over yonder and dance with them dripping sprites till you've collected 3 of their chili essences. You do realize I don't want you to actually dance with them, right? Oh, for the love of Limlian, not again. The letter's ripped to bloody shreds, No, there's not a ride with me breeches, you cheeky sod. It's the megalocrabs. They've been at the balloon envelopes I left out to dry on the rocks. Those hellspawn snippers think they found a squid or something and set a nibbling. Less balloons in the air means less cargo getting lifted, and that don't sit too well with me. You're looking for a quick job? How about you crack a few skills before you head on your way? If you could put down 5 or so of the buggers, that ought to do for now. Megalocrab. Can I one-shot these things? Yes, I can. Yes. Yes. Getting some water spite cores too. Can I one-shot these things with arrow too? No, I can't. Omega Sag. Ba-ba-ba. There we go. You're back already? Don't keep me waiting. Now let's see those cores. These concentrated cores of suspended water can help maintain the freshness of recently caught fish. Aye, lassie, you done well. Can't wait to get these beauties into my fish crates. That ought to keep the catch fresh and my customers happy. There's a whole mess of delivery companies that make use of the skylift. You slip up one time and some bastard's liable to steal your business. Take care of them snippers. Good bloody riddance. Nice work there, lass. Still, it won't be long before another crew of crabs comes sliding in to claim the territory, and our loads just keep getting heavier. With all the rebuilding going on, if I don't want to be buried under the mountain of crates, I'd best think of a more lasting solution than this snipper problem. You've shown yourself to be a useful lass. What say you to doing me another favour? We've been having a wee problem with buzzards swooping down and snatching cargo from the wagons while we're travelling the road to the Neville checkpoint. Most days, them feathered hellions stay well enough away, but it seems they can't resist a wagon was loaded with meat. Well, I say you make use of that weakness to lure the greedy buggers into a trap. Take this here sack of rotten rat meat and set it down in vulture territory. That be where the buzzards make their nests. When the bastards show up for the feast, you start breaking beaks with a vengeance. Easy. Easy, you say? Rotting rat meat. It's what buzzards crave. Oh my god, it's rotten rat meat. Dead. Finish him. Hello. Didn't you get your eyes pecked out, did you? Them buzzards be a nasty lot, but the last wagon made it through with nary a morsel lost, so I'd say you plucked enough of their thieving hides to secure the route. You have me thanks, lass. I make most of me coin hauling foodstuffs, and I'd be bedding down in the gutter within a week if it weren't for your help. Seems even the scavengers are finding the picking scarce since the calamity hit. Otherwise, you'd never see him try not so bold. Fortune didn't favour him. Worth spit this time. That way? Whatever the fuck. Anyway, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode of this. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're going to go and deal with... I was thinking about the lower La-Noscean next. So, goodbye!